All right, let's go to the next layer on this and go to replacing the battery. This requires removing the slide from the SIRT, all right? So let's just jump right into that. What I'm going to use, I'm going to be a minimalist. I'm going to use 2 extra magazines we have just to space the SIRT off the table, okay? And what I do is I just take the punch and the hammer, identify these 2 pins, and I simply punch them out, all right? So it's pretty simple. Now I will caution you that these pins are on there very tight, okay? The reason we put them on there with some interference as far as really pressing it together is the SIRT is made for real heavy defensive tactic training, and we don't want those pins to walk out with real heavy torquing on the gun, particularly in law enforcement. So we just opted with some very tight interfacing pins, but the only downside to that, you have to swing the hammer a little bit harder to get them out when you change the battery or otherwise take off the slide. So go ahead and pound them out. I will take a note right now that if you do have access to a clamp, these are very nice because you can clamp like so. Give a little bit of a squeeze right there like that, and that squeezes this slide down to the frame, and that tends to loosen things up just enough to make it just a little bit easier to pound those pins out, okay? Not necessary, but kind of nice if you do have it around. So with the 2 pins removed in the slide, you just simply pull the slide off, all right? Okay, I'm going to take the magazine out. Now you can actually just take a visual inspection of the SIRT and see what you have going on here. All right, so I have the frame, the trigger module, and the laser module. Those are the basic modules. And then the 4th one is the slide. So it really is comprised of 4 different discrete modules that operate together. Okay. So now to change the battery, we're going to remove this forwardmost pin right here, all right? And this one actually comes out very easy. You can even use a punch or just a hex wrench or what have you. You withdraw it like so, and then you're going to notice that there's this little connector right here, kind of a connector, and that comes out. Now you see this is a CR123 battery. Very conventional, out there all over the place. You just simply pull it out. Okay, positive side goes down, all right? Then you just grab your spare battery. You'll place it in like so, all right? Then go ahead and replace this. I like to kind of grab it like this, just get my middle finger on those little 2 metal tabs, and I'll press it in. There you can see there's a little mating pair down there. Boom. Now, what you want to do now is go ahead and press down the negative contact, all right? Press the negative contact, and then from right here, you can operate the SIRT, okay? So you can make sure that it is indeed a battery issue. So this really goes into some diagnostics. If it's not coming on, it's still not working, and you're pressing down hard on top like this, well, then go ahead and I go to the diagnostic section and let's see if we can troubleshoot right now. But otherwise, the battery should be working. So to put the slide back on, go ahead and retrieve your slide. Just position it back on like so. Go ahead and align those holes up best you can. One little tip on this, I generally like to align the rear hole up like so, okay? So align the rear hole, just hand feed it. I can just kind of give a little love tap there. Get it fed in. You don't totally need a spacer to lift it up, but it's kind of nice to have one little bit, all right? Now, in the back one, you can squeeze down to get it on. Again, it is some good interference on there. Or like I said, if you have a clamp just around your house, or you can pick one up at any hardware store, go ahead and just kind of clamp it down. Makes it just a little bit easier. If you're doing high volume as an armor, you'd probably want to invest in that clamp. All right, she goes back. Nice. So I get it nice and flush on both sides. I might just do a little love tap on each side to get that in. And actually, I'm going to use this as a learning opportunity point. I actually put the wrong pin back here, okay? So everyone can make mistakes. I've already made my quota, but I'll make one more. You can see that I actually put this lower pin that goes with the laser module right back here. All right, not a big deal to remedy. I'm just going to take the pin. If you recall, we took out this lower pin to remove the laser module. So let me give this a little bit of love here. All right, there we go. So that was all planned, of course, right? And let's take this shorter pin. It's a little bit shorter because it's down there on the frame. And this one almost pushes in. That one tends to stay in place, okay? Even with defensive tactic training. Good, so let's do one more test on it. Okay, we got everything working. Excellent, all right. So that concludes changing the battery and removing the slide, removing the laser module and replacing the same. The thing to note is you can replace your sights on your slide. Now, I personally like to keep these flat black sights because taking a page out of the book of the great Jerry Miculek, he says, whenever you change your sights, you shoot better. I think the theory being is that it's something different. So when I go to my live fire sights, it's a little bit different. I start paying attention. But if you do want to put some of your high quality sights like your live fire gun on the SIRT, you can definitely do so. The rear portion, is this the same as you